It's Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. You guys can't see it, but there was a huge, like, this big thing that was about to happen because, like, stuff was going to fall over and it was going to be like this big, just calamity. And all it actually was my jacket falling on the floor. So it was like, oh God, nothing. But hey, welcome to Tuesday night. Welcome to Cocktales and Tea. Tuesday night, not that exciting, I guess. It's, you know, it's the second day of the work week for some of you. Not for me. I've just been doing my thing. But so here we are. It's Cocktales and Tiki King. It's Tuesday. It's 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know some of you might be, well, I don't know if maybe somebody's watching from New York and it's middle of the, it's morning time there. 8, is it? It's like 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. It's 4 o'clock. No, it's in the East Coast. It's still today. But in other parts of the world, it's already tomorrow. So I'm gonna ask you guys how am I doing? How was the show? Hope you enjoyed it. But no, yes, it's Tuesday night. Cocktales with Tiki King. I know that so it says episode 50. It's not. It's not episode 50. It's episode 51. That's right. You know what that means? Next episode, 1 year 52. That's actually, I think since we skipped one, so technically this is the 1 year anniversary. But we're gonna save it because, 52 weeks. I think is the way. I don't know. Calendar. So do you guys go by the Gregorian calendar or the Cocktales of Tiki King calendar? Because with mine, there's more drinking involved, and with the Gregorian one, they made leap year, and I don't know if I agree with that because the 7 years extra day, what do you do with it? Nothing, because you don't really get it. It's not like setting the clocks back where you get to go back 24 hours. It's just the wrong day. And I don't know if I agree with that. Unless if you're born on leap year, then you get a birthday every 7 years. There's time your parents could say, nope, not your birthday. You have to wait. But that's all nonsense. So here we are, episode 51. Cocktales of Tiki King, 51 weeks we've been coming to you. We've been coming to you for 52 weeks, but we missed one because of the flat tire incident where we were stranded in the desert, rolling the donut of shame across the tarmac. But not tonight. That's what's not happening now. I don't know if that was too many negatives. We're here. So tonight, it's a very special night. I'm procrastinating because it's I'm beside myself with joy. Because guess what we got? Can you guess? Any of you guess what we got tonight? Maggie knows. She's not going to say though. So they're going, would you get on with the show? Tonight, so remember we did viewer mail? We're doing viewer drinks tonight. We have 2 drinks that were submitted by our friend Jack, who is theoretically up. He's up today, not tomorrow. Maybe watching the show, maybe not. But we're going to do 2 drinks. 2 for Tuesday. So we're going to do 2, and I have not tried either of these drinks. So this is not only new for you guys, but new for me because not only am I going to introduce you to possibly some cocktails you've never had before, but I'm going to introduce myself to some cocktails I've never had before. And I'm dubious about one, so I don't know. We're going to see what happens. It's always exciting when that sort of thing happens. So what we're going to do tonight, 2 cocktails. We're doing an orange flip, which is an interesting one, and we're also doing the classic Bijou cocktail. In France they call that a Bijou. You may not have known that, but that's what it is. Bijou, which means gem apparently in French. So if you parlez français, tonight we're making a gem cocktail. So you can translate that, and then you'd be right. So I already got started. I was doing a fine whiskey sour. I've been on a whiskey sour kick this week, so I started out with one of those to get things rolling. But I'm gonna put this over here because we got ingredients to make 2 different cocktails tonight. We're gonna start off with the orange flip, and the reason we're gonna start off with that is, like I said, don't know what's gonna happen, so we're gonna give it a try. So an orange flip, what is it? What is it, you might ask? It sounds delicious. It sounds like like an Orange Julius, which is one of my favorite drinks when it comes to non-alcoholic drinks. And I can remember my very first Orange Julius. I don't know if you guys remember your very first Orange Julius, but mine was somewhere around Buttonwillow, California, driving south for the Long Beach band review in high school. And that was one of the stops. We busted a load of teenagers who would all get out and get Orange Juliuses. There was an Orange Julius stand. I don't know if it's still there. But I digress. So the orange flip, what's in it? What's in it? This is where, like I said, it gets dubious for a couple of reasons. One, raw egg yolk. We're going to do one, it calls for 1 Hello Kitty shot glass of raw egg yolk. So we're going to put that in there. I don't know if that's actually what the ingredients, what it says, what it states. We're going to put in 1.5 ounces of cream. Okay, so we're making it, it's like an omelet at this point. And then, this is the dubious part. Then we're going to put in 1 part of olive juice, green olive juice. This is just the juice that comes out of the olives in the jar. So that's going in there. Then, orange. Where do we get the orange for the orange flip? Well, we're getting it from triple sec, which triple sec has the alcohol portion of it. We're going to put in 1.5. Triple sec, which is an orange liqueur. You'll find it in a lot of things like margaritas, various stuff and nonsense. So what we're going to do first is give that a dry shake to combine everything because producer Maggie reminded me that I didn't know what I was talking about. So dry shake it so that we can mix everything a little bit before we put the ice in because the egg yolk is going to act as an emulsifier, which sometimes can thicken up in ways that you don't want it to. So we're going to give it a little dry shake first. Dry shake means no ice. Then, we're just giving that a dry shake. Then we're going to add the ice. And the ice is going to chill it, fill it, dilute it, see what happens. So I'm going to give it a little bit of the ice in there is going to froth it all up. And the froth is kind of important for the overall drinkiness of it because, so this is an orange flip, and a flip is its own class of drinks. I'll tell you here in a second after I put that all in there. Alrighty. And so a flip is a type of drink that was first invented in 1695. And what the flips were was a mixture of beer and rum and sugar. And what they do is put that all into a glass, beer, rum, and sugar, and then they stick a red hot poker into it, and and the act of that, it would heat it up, and it would make froth. And it was very popular on ships. I have a quote here talking about being on the ship. Thus we live at sea, eat biscuit and drink flip. So they were drinking not this. It was beer and rum and sugar. So, which is a slightly different thing. I drink that. I should make that on the next one. So the iron, they put the thing in and it would cause it to froth. And then eventually they called that flipping, was when you do that. But then pretty soon they got rid of the hot iron and the beer and put in egg yolks and sugar, lots more sugar and stuff. And it stopped being served hot and it just became the flip. And a flip is its own thing. There's a bunch of different kinds of flip. Pomegranate flip, chocolate flip, and all kinds of things. But here we go. And that is terrible. Yeah, that's not good at all. Nope, not good. So maybe, I don't know, maybe someone might like that. But it tastes like what you would expect, which is, tastes like olive juice batter. So there you go, the orange flip. Maybe I got something wrong, but 1 part cream, 1 part olive juice, 1 part triple sec, 1 whole egg yolk. So I'm going to say you can find that ingredient in Tiki King's cocktail database if you want to experience what I experienced in your very own kitchen or bar or wherever you are. You can. So moving right along. Strangely enough, so interesting thing. So, I'm gonna have to do something. Well, I'll just get to. Oh, I'm just gonna move right along to my next drink and maybe make 2 of those instead. So you should here. Give that give it a taste.
Nope.
You have to.
Okay.
I'm gonna die.
You're gonna die?
No, I said if I'm going to die. I want good company.
Oh, I see.
So
Well, you didn't. The egg is not mixed.
the egg is mixed. It doesn't matter.
It's not.
Well, no, there's ice in there. Let's. Trying to come up with a pleasant thought. No, I suppose
It's not that bad.
it's not that good.
I didn't say it was good.
Yeah,
I
would say
it's
that.
not
I would say
bad.
eliminating the olive juice, and maybe upping the triple sec.
I think just eliminating the olive juice would probably make it.
Probably that might. I don't know. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should give it a.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Anyway, what are you getting at? Are you gonna put some nutmeg in there?
You put something in it.
Something.
Needs.
It needs something. Yes. See, that's the thing. So I looked up a whole bunch of orange flip recipes because I was excited about the whole idea of the orange flip, and I found a lot of them that were. It's weird because there was a whole bunch of them that were non-alcoholic, that were basically everything here except for instead of triple sec was orange juice. And I thought, well, that'd just be like an orange Julius. But I don't think the olive juice does it. And I thought that's got to be a typo. I thought the whole olive juice thing has got to be a typo. And I looked up. I even found a guy online like doing a YouTube video. Didn't help.
No.
No. I found like a guy. Here's how to make the classic orange flip. 1 part cream, 1 part egg yolk, 1 part triple sec, 1 part olive juice. Okay, well there it is. So I figured that's how it is. So it's not the undrinkable drink, I would say though.
Well, I just threw it away. So.
Okay, well now it is because I'm not going to the garbage disposal after that one. There might be some drinks that I might drink out of the sink, but that is not one of them. This is not that day. Before I digress, so an interesting thing that I learned today was that a jigger. So a jigger is just a measure. Right? This is technically a jigger. This is a measuring shot glass. But you usually see the ones that are 2-sided, and the old, like if you find old ones, like 50s ones, they're kind of like this. They look like 2 half eggshells, which is because the original jigger was actually an egg cup for serving soft-boiled eggs. And people, bartenders, just started using that as a measuring device, and they called that a jigger. And the big side was the jigger, and the other side was the pony, I believe is how it works. So that's how people would pass on their recipes, is, jigger this, pony that, And but I thought it was interesting because the egg, I know you're still making the thread like I
It wasn't that bad until I tried to fix it.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Then it was worse.
Yeah. So anyway, so I thought that was interesting. I thought that was interesting that the egg cup was what the jigger came from. Because and you got to measure your shots because I don't know where I've been told that a shot came from a shot shell. That if you take a shot shell and dump out the pellets, that you end up with 1.5 ounces of volume. I don't know if that's true or not. I do know, what I do know is true? Here in Utah, I'm broadcasting from Utah. If you go into a restaurant and order a Long Island iced tea and chug it down and then order another one, they won't serve you. Because Long Island's got like 3 shots of booze in it, and you can only have 2 shots of booze per person in a restaurant
Per hour.
per hour. 2 shots of booze per person per hour. Theoretically, I guess they turn a blind eye when they're making a Long Island because that's got like 4 shots of booze in it. But anyhow, there's this weird law where, because I found out the hard way, where they said, would you like another Long Island? I said, of course I want one. And then they said, yeah, well, you can't have one. And so I had to get a beer, which for some reason, that's okay. I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. So let's go on. Let's go on to the other. Both of these were suggested by the same person. So this is Jack. This is your time of redemption. This could be the one that makes me love you again. So what are we making next? What are we making next, Tiki King? Why, this drink should be better than pretty much anything that I've had so far on this show. That's quite a bold statement. Can you back that up? Not really, because then I'll fall down the stairs. So our next drink tonight is the Bijou. In France, they say Bijou. So there you go. What's in it? Things that I like. Gin. I like gin. So we're gonna go with fighting juice. 1.5 ounces of that. Why? Because we like you. And you can use, so for this drink, I'm using Seagram's Extra Dry, which is a fairly innocuous gin. It's good for mixing with other stuff if you're not doing just a straight gin cocktail like a martini or a tonic thing, because this one has got other stuff going into it, so you don't want a lot of fighting going on. So Seagram's is a good thing. You wouldn't want to use, like we were talking earlier about Tanqueray. Tanqueray is a great one for gin and tonics, not a great one when you're mixing with other stuff necessarily. Unless Tanqueray 10, that would work. So we got the gin, 1.5 ounces. We have sweet vermouth, or as our Italian friends call it, vermouth, because sweet vermouth and Italian vermouth are the same thing. Dry vermouth, which you put in a martini, is called French vermouth, which this is a French cocktail, so I don't know what they're doing messing around with Italians. I'm not going to question it. One of those things. And then green chartreuse. We talked about it on our show about chartreuse. There's green chartreuse and yellow chartreuse. The biggest difference, in my opinion, is the taste. And that green chartreuse is quite a bit, packs a better punch. This one is 55 ABV, which puts it at 110 proof. Yellow chartreuse, I believe, is about is 80 or 90 proof. So when the proof is in the pudding, putting that green chartreuse in is better. And then a dash of orange bitters. I'm using Bijou's, which is one of the original bitters, from what I understand. Of course, my understandings may be different than yours. Bing, bing, bing. Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to gin and sweet vermouth, one of my favorite cocktails is the Negroni, which we'll do a show with Negronis at some point. There we go. And then we're going to garnish it with a cherry. We got a whole thing that's very Christmassy because we got the green chartreuse glass with the red ball of cherry. It's like a, do you hear those sleigh bells ringing, ding, 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 ding. So there it is. This is the Bijou. See what happens. That's good. I like it. It's like a it reminds me, it's like a Negroni light, because we got the gin and the vermouth, and then the bitters, and the chartreuse. Actually, it's like I'd say like a 60% less bitter version of the drunk. I like it. Jack, you've made it. You've been redeemed. I'm gonna. Oh, you're already on the absolution list, I think. So I don't know if you guys saw, but as a reverend and a doctor, I said that anyone who shared the program got absolution tonight, because with the holidays coming up, there could be sins galore, and if you're already full up and still alive, if you're dead, you can get a sin eater, take them all away. But when you're still alive, what do you do what happens when you go to participate in one of your favorite vices and there's no more room? What do you do? There's not a lot you can do. That's the thing, unless you know someone like me who is a reverend. And therefore, I have the apparently the spiritual wherewithal. I said that I was talking to well, I don't want to name drop, so we're just going to say I was talking. And I said, so holidays are coming up. What about all these people sinning? And my friend, we're going to say my friend said, yeah, I don't know, maybe they need some churching up. And I said, how are we going to get them all into church when they're busy worshiping at the shrine of Booze? He said, yeah, that's a tough one, because you don't want people like stopping in mid you're like celebrating, and then you got to stop mid celebration because you get the all full up. Sorry, no more sins allowed. So I thought I should make you guys an offer, and up until 10 minutes into the show, which has passed, I said that anyone who shared the program would get absolution. So. But do we still have the three that are on the list? We have one more?
Yeah.
We're checking the absolution list. He sees you when you're sleeping. He uses a ring camera. I don't know if someone does that. Yeah. Still looking? I think we might have one more.
No.
Same people, no? Okay, so I'm going to, by the powers vested in me, as the Reverend Dr. Tiki King of the Universal Life Church, actually, I don't know, I guess I'm in the state of inebriation, which is all right. My credentials, as far as I know, are interstate. Therefore, I do have powers. And those powers allow me to absolve you of all sins. However, I can't do it alone. You must atone yourselves. Yeah, that's right. So what I want you to do is mix up your favorite cocktail with your favorite garnish. And as though it were a rosary bead, I want you to count however many garnishes you have. If you have like this, you only have to do it once. So if you mix up one of these, you're kind of clear. If you do a martini with triple olives, you've got to say 3 prayers saying, man, what have I done? Who cares? Let's do it again. So that's your prayer. And however many garnishes you have in your drink, I want you to say, man, what have I done? Who cares? Let's do it again. And if you do that, per garnish, then my absolution will be, I believe then it's legitimate to some extent. So there you go. I hope you all have a happy Christmas, or whatever your particular celebration is. But whatever it is, I hope that it's filled with all the things that you enjoy most. And if those things are cocktails, let me know. Send me a message. Say, hey, Tiki King, here it is, and I'm doing my thing. And tell me what that thing is. And maybe we'll the post-Christmas show. We have 2 more shows till Christmas, I think. And then maybe we'll do the post-Christmas show. We'll do reader mail, which we haven't done in a long time. But maybe you can write in and tell me about your boozy adventures. And tell me. So here's what I want you to do, Boozeketeres. I want you to write to me and give me just a short, funny thing that happened that's somehow booze related, and I'll read them on the air at our post-Christmas extravaganza, which I believe will take place the week after Christmas. When's Christmas this year? Is it on the 25th? Okay. So there you go. So tonight, it was one of those times, we told tales, both good and bad. We told lies, both true and false. We had drinks. They were not necessarily linear in their appreciation. But we ended on a sweet note. And that was the Bijou, which I think I like. But before we go, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's right. There's links, but I'm going to put up another link right after the show's done. Subscribe to it. Watch the back episodes. I would say binge watch it at Christmas time with all your relatives. And they'll go, what is wrong with you? Why do you like this? And you can giggle whilst you drink your drink. Counting out your sins and garnish. So with that, good night, Boozeketeres. See you next week.